Hi everybody, happening in Fulton. An uptick in COVID cases has county leaders modifying their pandemic plan once again. Here's that information and more in this month's monthly Managers Report with Dick Anderson.
Well, the trends really show no prospect of abating, unfortunately. The daily case rate is up to 350, and remember at a low point it used to be 20, so it's over 10 times what it was. The positivity rate is over 10%, the benchmark's really 5%. More troubling is the death rate, which has now increased over 2 per day, was 1 per day. So we can see that the virus is very much in another wave. We're having to address it. In fact, our dashboard, which we have many metrics on, has a lot of red ink on it right now. The one that I'm most concerned about is hospital capacity. It's down below 15% capacity where we have empty bed space, either in ICU or general beds. So that's something that we're closely watching, monitoring with Grady Healthcare, along with all of our other hospital partners, working with the state for additional staffing. But that's the one to keep an eye on as we move forward. In addition to that, of course, vaccination rates are increasing. So the good news is people are accepting the vaccine as the way most logical to combat this and a good path forward. In fact, our vaccination rates are up to about 1,500 or so a week now, which is 2 to 3 times what they were back in the summer. So I'm taking great solace in that. In addition, what I'm really looking at is mobile vaccination delivery, because we've decided from the outset that getting vaccinations into the community closest to the folks that are most underrepresented in terms of vaccinations was the best approach. And what we are seeing is we're closing that disparity gap between white residents and black residents. However, it still exists. About 57% of the white residents of Fulton County have been vaccinated with at least one shot. About 40% of the black residents have. That represents about 80 to 85,000 people. So we got plenty of work to do in front of us to continue to close that gap. One of the more innovative things that we've done is run a concert, and we ran it in a community that's predominantly African American, and I think that worked very well. In fact, we had over 1,000 people on 2 nights of that concert. One was hip hop, one was gospel, so you kind of had the spectrum of entertainment. And what most importantly I saw was an uptick in vaccinations at our Stonewall Tel facility, which services that area. And that told me that having incentives, having some creative approaches really does work. The next thing we're doing is vaccination events at select APS and Fulton County schools. And the reason being we're targeting certain census tracts, because there are census tracts where less than 25% of the population is vaccinated. So when we see that and we see an event like a back to school related event, then we're targeting that with everything that we can, from promotions, media, as well as having mobile vaccines available. So that's the way to deal with this uptick in the virus and these trends that, quite frankly, are troubling. Thank you so much for having us, and always appreciate being able to get this information out to our citizens and our employees.
That's just some of what's happening in Fulton. To stay connected, check us out on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You can also see us on our YouTube channel, so do us a favor and subscribe. That's all of our time. Thank you so much for yours. Join us daily for news around and about Fulton County.